Hi, I'm Anastasia, and today I'll be talking about the Masterton Dusenberry house.
Located in Bronxville, this home belongs to Alexander Masterton and his family. After the rise of Greek Revival architecture in the 1800s, marble became an important building material, and it was found in Tuckahoe on land owned by the Ward family. He purchased the land close to Abijah Morgan's marble quarry, but because of legal complications, he only gained full ownership of it several years later. Over the years, Masterton became very successful as a quarry owner, and he made significant contributions to the industry. Let's talk about Masterton's personal life. He lived in this house with his wife and 7 children. What a big family! Masterton was of Scottish descent, and he moved to New York as a teenager around 1818. He moved on his own. Wow! Alexander Masterton was trained to be a mason and stonecutter, but his forte was working with marble and being a building contractor. As a building contractor, he bought plans from architects. The first company he started was called Masterton and Smith, which was a New York City-based construction company. He bought Tuckahoe Marble from Abijah Morgan and eventually formed the Eastchester Marble Company in 1854. Masterton supplied marble to many architectural works in the Northeast. For example, his marble helped construct the Bank of the United States and the New York Customs House. Tuckahoe marble was used in the construction of the Washington Monument. Masterton and Smith also supplied a 2-foot by 4-foot inscribed block of Tuckahoe marble, which is located on the interior west wall at the 140-foot level of the Washington Monument, and he used it to add the east and west wings to the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The Federal Hall National Memorial in Manhattan was also constructed using this material. The marble company clearly made the Mastertons a very wealthy family. With the money earned from the marble quarry, Masterton was able to buy a house in Bronxville as a residence, and not just a workplace. In addition, a famous portrait of Alexander Masterton and his wife and children was commissioned by Masterton, and it was an example of a conversation piece, a popular style in European and American art. Masterton's purchase of the Bronxville property, as well as his commission of a family portrait, were both indicative of his high social status. Alexander Masterton died in 1859, and Mary Masterton Dusenberry, his daughter, inherited the house. Masterton's descendants retained the house for 124 years until it was sold in 1986 after the death of Masterton's granddaughter. Even though running the quarry made the Masterton family successful, jobs at such sites posed challenges. This career not only made workers susceptible to life-threatening injuries, but also required precise skills. If an error was made in making the rift in the marble, it would crumble and go to waste. Marble also had to be transported carefully since it could break. Still, Masterton gained expertise as a marble quarry owner, and he made significant contributions to the industry, expanding the use of the material. As we look around the small village of Bronxville, the Masterton Dusenberry house serves as a reminder of the town's history. Bronxville developed close to the marble quarries, but is also known as a retreat from New York City due to its tranquil and upscale nature. The Bronxville Conservancy is currently directing its efforts towards preserving the landmark. The Masterton Dusenberry house is only one example, however, of the rich history treasured in Westchester County.
Hi, I'm Anastasia Bromlin, and today I'll be talking about the Abijah Morgan house.
Now we will be talking about the oldest house in Bronxville, the Abijah Morgan house, that was built around 1812 on land owned by Morgan from 1811 to 1818. Abijah Morgan was later known for operating a marble quarry in the village of Tuckahoe. Morgan also had political positions. He served as an assessor, a damage viewer, an overseer of highways, a commissioner of highways, and a trustee of town property. He also engaged in military service and served first as ensign, then lieutenant and captain during the War of 1812. Abijah Morgan lived in his Bronxville house with his wife, Jane Underhill Morgan, as well as his 2 sons. In 1812, troops were mustered on this property to fight in the War of 1812. 64 men marched from there to Yonkers on their way to New York City to battle the British. At Yonkers, the troops received equipment from the arsenal, but the regiment was organized at their later destination, Brooklyn. Morgan is well known for his military service and political positions, but he's also recognized for his work with marble. Since his Bronxville residence was located near the Tuckahoe marble quarries, he made use of the opportunity to become a marble quarry operator. He partnered with Francis Kane to purchase the earliest quarry, which they expanded. Morgan also partnered with Alexander Masterton, who used Tuckahoe marble to help rebuild the U.S. Capitol and construct St. Patrick's Cathedral. This endeavor marks a significant milestone for the local economy. Today, the land on which the quarry is located is named after the lucrative industry. It is known as Marbledale Road. Now more about the house. Despite being the oldest house in Bronxville, the Abijah Morgan house seems like a place of comfort with its warmth and impressive architecture. The house is reported to have originally had a living room with 2 fireplaces on its east side. It must have been the perfect place to be in the winter. Historians also believe that between 1840 and 1860, there were new additions to the house, including a dining room and entry hall. There was also a secret staircase behind one of the panels in the fireplace wall that connected the two floors. The Abijah Morgan House is certainly a notable landmark. Not only has the house stood for more than 200 years in Bronxville, but it served as a crucial location during one of the most significant wars in history, the War of 1812. Abijah Morgan had an interesting background, working in many political positions and playing an important role in the Tuckahoe marble industry. The Bronxville Conservancy is currently directing its efforts towards preserving the landmark. Abijah Morgan's diverse experiences and his contributions highlight his multifaceted impact on his community, while his house stands as a reminder of Bronxville's history.